In this module, we will review 3 crimes that have a common underlying theme. That is the wrongful taking of possession. We're going to discuss larceny and its offshoot, larceny by continuing trespass, and then the aggravated crime of larceny, which is robbery. So let's get started with the first crime of larceny, or what you might have referred to as stealing. The definition of larceny is the wrongful taking and carrying away of the personal property of another with the intent to permanently deprive the owner or possessor of it. Larceny is a crime about disturbing the peaceful possession of another, so we're looking for a taking of property without the consent of the other person. Like nearly every crime we examine in criminal law, larceny is made up of an actus reus and a mens rea. The actus reus is the taking and carrying away of the property. These are 2 separate elements inside the actus reus. First, prosecution needs to prove the taking of dominion and control over the property, and then separately, the carrying away or asportation of that property, even one step away to demonstrate the exercise of that control. Cases have been litigated all over the country over whether someone has exercised sufficient control to qualify as a completed theft. It's called snatch and run. Let's suppose someone grabs a necklace or a purse from someone who's walking down the street. Well, we know that would be a larceny. But now let's suppose our defendant snatches the purse only to drop it immediately. Well, was that a completed larceny because defendant exercised sufficient control over the property? Or was it only an attempted larceny because there was no carrying away? Courts and juries have had to examine whether there was sufficient evidence to conclude that the defendant had taken at least one step beyond taking the purse to demonstrate the carrying away element. So taking and carrying away is the actus reus. Now what about the mens rea? The mens rea for larceny is the intent to permanently deprive the possessor of the property. Like burglary, larceny is a specific intent crime. It requires the desire on defendant's part to permanently deprive another of the property. Or if there's no desire, D's conduct might be so inconsistent with returning the item that it creates a substantial risk of permanent loss, which in the eyes of the law equals the specific intent to permanently deprive. Let's look at this scene at an airport. It happens every day. 1,000 bags come down the baggage claim turnstile, and they're all black. What's a flyer to do? So here comes Diane Smith, who's very tired after her long flight. She grabs the bag she believes is hers, but when she gets home, she opens up the suitcase to discover the clothes inside are not hers. Indeed, on closer inspection, she now appreciates that the luggage tag says Doreen Smith on it, not Diane Smith. Let's parse out what has happened here. First, do we have an actus reus that would qualify for larceny? Was there a wrongful taking and carrying away? The answer may surprise you. Yes, there was a wrongful taking and carrying away. But she made a mistake. You may be shouting at your computer screen to me. How can that be wrongful? Well, even though it was a mistake, it's still wrongful because she didn't have the consent to take the luggage. Okay, we have the actus reus of larceny. She took the luggage and she carried it away. But we don't have the mens rea because she didn't have the intent to permanently deprive the true possessor of the luggage when she took and carried it away. So, in this hypothetical, we have no larceny. We had an actus reus, taking and carrying away, but we didn't have the intent to permanently deprive.